So today we are talking about my 350 Legend AR-15. We're going to talk about what the build is and what I did to make it feed. So we'll start out with what it is. So the lower, it's a PSA, it was a strip PSA lower, PSA build kit, and then it was a Bear Creek Arsenal upper, but it was a 5.56 upper that I've changed to a CMMG barrel. It's the same AR-15 gas block. It's a .750 gas block. Same bolt carrier group, barrel nut. Everything else is the same as a 5.56. Just the barrel changes. And then the only other thing I've added to the end, that is a JCB Solutions muzzle brake. It's a 1/2 inch by 28 thread pitch, but it's big enough to accept so you don't strike the muzzle brake for a 350 Legend. And then the only other thing you need to get is a designated 350 Legend magazines. The biggest difference between them, there's a CMMG magazine here, and then this is a Durmag. They're identical. I think they're made in the same plant. Just a different butt plate is the only, or base plate is the only different. But between the 350 Legend magazine and, for example, a 5.56 magazine, I went ahead and taken this one apart. I don't know if you can see inside this magazine. Let's see. It's basically these dimples on the outside where they go in here. The 350 Legend magazine is smooth on the inside. Or it's actually these dimples, excuse me. It's backwards. No, it is those. Anyway, so you need to get the special magazines, like I said. But the biggest problem with feeding 350 Legend is, let me get this out of the way. Biggest problem with feeding 350 Legend for me was the round likes to wedge itself between the barrel extension and the feed ramp, or like the head of the bolt. It'll wedge in. Let's see, it'll be like that, and it doesn't have enough ass to overcome that and push it in. And if it does, it normally messes up the heads of the bullets or the sides of the casing. And then with these are Winchester. What are these? 145 grain Winchesters. They're more of a cone tip, so they're kind of goofy to feed. I feel like if this was a round nose, it might feed a little better. But so what I did to get this to feed, and if you see the difference between these magazines, so this is the Durmag that's already been modded, and then the CMMG magazine that I haven't done anything with. The followers are different. This is the anti-tilt follower from Magpul. It looks like this, basically, and it just replaces your factory 350 follower. And it's supposed to keep the follower keep the follower from doing this number as the rounds are coming out of the magazine. But the biggest thing is, and I'm sure you've seen it, is the top of the magazine has been ground down. So like on this CMMG magazine, you see right here this little triangular piece on the very beginning of the feed ramp, or feed lip, excuse me. I ground that off, and what that does is it releases the bullet from the magazine sooner. So as the bolt's coming back, come forward to pick the round up, and then see as it picks the round up, it releases it there, like at the edge of the feed lip. It releases it, and what that allows it to do is it allows for a shallower angle, so the bullet's not striking the top of the barrel extension, and it's not being hung up on the feed ramp, so it's not wedging it. And like I said, that's what what I was experiencing. So your mileage may vary, but we're gonna go show you how I grind these down. It's not hard. You could do this with a hand file. I have a bench grinder that I'm going to use, and it tends to work a lot faster. It's not as clean because, as you can see, I went a little hard on this edge right here. But to take these magazines apart, they're extremely simple. All you have to do is have a little tiny flathead screwdriver or something, and you're gonna get it under this lip here. I'm trying to do it over the camera like that, and you pop that little lip out of the magazine, and then it slides off, and then it just pulls out. And these things, you kind of have to walk them out, and then bam, that's out. So we're gonna get a Sharpie, and we're gonna go out to the shop, and we're gonna grind these down. Okay, so I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but you see where I colored it in with a black Sharpie. Again, that's all you're gonna take off. So I'm gonna use this bench grinder because I'm lazy. But you could also get like these little needle file set I got from Home Depot for a couple bucks, and this worked just as good. It just takes a lot longer. So let's do it. Also, I probably shouldn't be grinding in shorts and Crocs, but hey, you know, that's how we roll. So, as you can see, that's all I took off. And I am going to take a file and kind of clean up some of these sharper edges because these corners right here are sharp. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know how much of that you just saw, but we're going to blow that out with some compressed air or something, wipe it down, and we're going to go back inside. Alright, so we're back inside, and wipe this thing out. One thing I should say about the anti-tilt followers, and so you see the difference between the original follower and the anti-tilt follower. See how they're just a little bit longer, and like I said, that just keeps them from rocking back and forth when the rounds are getting extracted out of the magazine. These things are pretty easy to change. I say that, and I'm probably not going to be able to get this one out. But all you have to do is pop that spring out of the magazine right there. It's just hooked in. And then this one, put the spring back in that hole right there. So, got that in there. That was interesting to say the least. But it's just a little finicky. Play around with it, you'll get it. And it's got this little track that the spring rides in. And then that hooks back into there. We'll put this back in the magazine. And make sure I got it going in the right way. Forgive me, this is the first time I've ever worked with a camera in front of me, so it's a little aggravating. So hold that spring down. Well, if I can get it. Hold that down. And then this goes on this way. Like this. Get my fingy out of there. Bam. And it locks in. And there's your modified 350 Legend magazine. So, another thing with these magazines, I've seen some people actually notch out the front of these, like a 50 Beowulf or a big bore caliber. Usually the fronts are kind of ovaled out to allow the round to get out of the magazine. Like I said, I've seen some people do that, and that helps. I didn't have to. That was all I had to do to mine. Now you can, paint this before you put the follower and everything back in or whatever. I'm probably just going to color mine with a Sharpie and call it good. So anyway, that is the modified 350 Legend magazine. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can put them down in the comments below, and we will do our best to answer what we can. Anyways, so we'll see you guys in the next video.